Hi folks and welcome to TK Power Sports. Seems like these days on the lake every dock has a PWC and a pontoon boat at it. So we decided why not take a closer look at one of these luxurious lake cruisers. So we grabbed a hold of this Bennington and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about it and its Yamaha 175 SHO Max engine. Make sure you stay tuned. All right, folks, let's kick this video off with the walk around, or I guess in this case it's a walk through. And honestly, when you purchase a pontoon boat, the performance is kind of important, the handling is sort of important, but mostly these things are about what features am I getting, what comfort and luxury features am I getting, so when I'm out on the water with me and my friends, how much fun can we have, what can we enjoy on the actual boat. So that's why we're starting with this first. So I'm right up here on the front swim platform, and the first thing you have to notice about this boat is that the swim platform is kind of small up here and there's no actual pass through to the front. This door right here, which on a lot of pontoons opens, this is fixed, and that is because of this. This is the sunken living room here on this Bennington, and it's a different setup. You don't see this very often with pontoons, that you actually step down into the front seating area. But the whole idea here, like sort of, you know, the 70s conversation pit that was very popular in millionaires' homes, is to create a smaller, more intimate space. So when you're sitting down in here, yeah, it's just a little bit more conversational rather than just having two benches along the side. So this is really what sets this boat apart, and I'll step up into it now. You do have some nice comfy bench seats here. You have backrests over here, so you have different ways that you can lay down or lounge depending on how many people you have. And then of course a table, which can turn in the middle here depending on how many people you have. And then of course, anytime you have one of these posts where you can buy loads of different accessories to fit in there. So I'm sure there's different tables and different setups here available. Now the other thing I want to point out up here in the front, we do have charging. You actually have USB-A and USB-C charge ports. And there's two of them up here, so if you're hanging out at the front of the boat and you need your phone charged, well, you can do that too. And then now I think we might as well start the official cup holder count here on this Bennington, because being out on the water, you need a drink with you. So they made sure there's lots of cup holders. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 cup holders just up here in the nose of this boat. And maybe now it's an appropriate time to mention that the capacity of this boat is 12 people. So we can just get enough drinks for all 12 of them up here in the nose. Now the one other thing I'll show you guys, there is storage over here as well. Nice spot in front of the passenger there where you can stick your stuff. And then on storage, let's look down, because there's tons of storage here in the floor. That's a massive storage bin. There's actually 2 different hatches which connect to that same bin. So I'll close that one, and then you can go right to the middle here and see. There's your second storage hatch. Very deep, massive storage down there. So for all of your water toys, pool noodles, all of that stuff, you're gonna have no problem at all. And then there's one other storage, but this is also an access. Under here we have all our safety gear, buoys, ropes, and lines. But then if you need to access anything up there on your helm, if you need to get to the wiring or electronics, you're gonna do it right through that port right there. So now we get into the sort of cockpit area, and what can I say? This is pretty much classic pontoon boat, a nice big comfortable captain's chair. This thing does adjust, so you can move it forward and back, you can turn, and you can also recline if you want to relax out on the water. And then yeah, a super typical throttle over here, just the throttle lever, up and down on your trim, right there on the throttle. Nothing really different or out of the ordinary when it comes to the controls of this boat. One feature I definitely do like is the steering wheel. It goes almost flat, so if you do want to stand here, this is a more comfortable position to have your hand down on that flat wheel. And then another thing I've been appreciating is just all of the information offered by this infotainment system. I guess in this case it's more of a navigation system. But that's our fish finder right there. It's going to tell you the depth. It's going to tell you what's underneath the boat. It's amazing these days to have all of this information as the captain of the boat, to be able to make sure you're keeping everyone safe. So other luxury features up here on my cockpit, we do have a full stereo system on board. Of course, there's 2 audio inputs, USB or just an auxiliary in, so you can crank your tunes. And then a typical 12-volt charger right there as well. Now over here, this is a great feature. This is the power bimini. Yes, the bimini on this boat goes up and down using an electric motor, and it's just one more of those luxurious features that when you're paying this much for a boat, it's nice not to have to fumble around with the bimini yourself. Just hit the button and up it comes. Back to the cup holder count, folks. We had 12 in the front. Now I'm counting 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there you have it, 20 cup holders here on this 12-person capacity boat. More than enough space for everybody to bring almost 2 drinks. So we get to the back of the boat, and the space is taken up by this huge lounger over here. I do like that you have this side pass-through with a gate. Of course, for anybody with children, the gate is important, so you can lock them from getting back there. But then you get this huge lounger, so when you're in motion, here you are in a mostly upright seating position, nice and comfy. You get at least 2 or 3 people across this thing. But then more importantly, the backrest here actually shifts just that easily, and then it becomes a massive lounger here on your rear end of the boat. I'm not gonna look nearly as good as some people would on this thing, but I will show it off to you. Take a look at that. So you're really laying down, lounging out here. And what I really love is that you have the lounger, but you still have a decent amount of space here at the rear end of the boat for a swim platform. So if you're jumping off, you can. And this lounger actually is hiding a unique feature. Check this out, guys. So it folds up. You pull this steel frame out, and bam, makeshift change room right there on the boat. So if somebody's getting into a bathing suit, out of a bathing suit, not everyone has to see them. And then down here on the floor, yet another massive storage bin here at the stern of the boat. Nice to have all that storage. And then also access. There's your battery right there as well. So nice access in if you need to charge it up or replace it. And then this just simply tucks away, folds back down, and you're back to a lounger. And another little detail I noticed right here on the edge of the boat, they've actually put on this sort of grip tape material so that you're not right there on the bare aluminum slipping off of it. I like that as well. So now that we're back here, let's mention the engine. This is a Yamaha 175 SHO 4-stroke outboard engine. Now when you see that SHO on there, that means super high output. So the SHO are always the more performance geared versions of these outboard engines. And in this case, it's all about delivering more mid-range power. So the mid-range torque is really pumped up. And hey, why don't we go do a top speed run right now and you can see it in action. Alrighty folks, we're out here early morning. We have a nice calm lake. Yes, it's a bit of a chilly day as you can tell by what I'm wearing. So it might get a little cold right now, but this is perfect conditions for a top speed run. Let's see what this 175 and the Bennington will do. Alrighty. Well, I was hoping for more, but I figured after, sitting at top speed for 30 seconds, we probably weren't gonna get it. That was 36.5 miles per hour, which on this big pontoon honestly feels pretty quick. And I think the aspect of that I like the most is that for tow sports, if you do want to put someone behind you on a tube, on a wakeboard, this boat will handle that no problem. Let's talk about how the Bennington actually drives now. And first of all, I'll mention the engine back there. What I'm noticing from this Yamaha is a nice quiet engine note. It's not loud and the power is incredibly smooth And I love that mid-range torque. That's what they mentioned the SHO is all about. And it just feels like it continues to pull all the way until you're up there at full throttle. So power on this boat as it is would definitely not be a problem. Now let's talk about actually driving it a little bit. Controls, I already mentioned, super standard for a pontoon boat. Classic throttle with the thumb trim on it and a steering wheel. One nice feature that's added here is hydraulic power steering. So it's really easy for me with one hand to just crank this steering all the way over. And again, that's what pontoons are all about, right? Nice, comfortable cruising. So not having to muscle the wheel is just another way that the boat kind of feels luxurious and like it wants to just go cruise. Now, when it comes to actual handling, and let's be honest, that's not what pontoon boats are about, but I will get the speed up a little here and throw her into a corner. It's not terrible. Again, pontoon boats are not about handling. Pontoon boats generally flat corner, so the boat stays nice and flat rather than leaning into the corner like a sport boat or like a jet ski or a wave runner would do. And this Bennington feels the exact same. It just has a tendency to flat corner, which isn't a bad thing. All pontoons are like that. So I won't say that this handles better than other pontoon boats. I will say though that with the power steering and that smooth engine back there, the powertrain overall feels more than up to the task of this boat, but more importantly, it feels luxurious. Well, folks, we are coming to the end of this one. Now, the verdict on this Bennington simply has to be that they are trying different designs, like with that sunken living room, to offer a unique take on the pontoon, because there's only so much you can do on one of these boats, right? But Bennington is really trying to do something different and provide you with that luxury. And then, yeah, what can you say about that Yamaha back there? Tons and tons of smooth power. That's gonna provide a great day out on the water. So yeah, that's it for this one. Now, of course, I need to hear from you. Please go in the comments. Let me know what you think of this Bennington. Let me know what you think of pontoon boat and boat reviews in general. As you probably know, we do lots of PWCs here on the channel. We haven't done a ton of boats, but if you wanna see more boat content, well then we will bring you more boat content. So please let me know down in the comments everything you thought about this video. As always, while you're down below, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit join to become a member, and then come right back here to TK Power Sports to see what we're testing next.